guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be flying the J-10A. So first things first, this thing is an absolute beast. In a straight 1v1, in sim, I haven't struggled. It actually blew me away. But there were some things about this aircraft that I wasn't really predicting, and it actually is no longer surprising now that I think about it. The J10, just to let you guys know, if you do get your hands on this thing, it's very prone to getting team killed, and that is usually just due to the misunderstanding or misidentification of your aircraft, because it does look very similar to a Gripen or just a Western fighter in that regard. The Su-27s usually team kill you in this thing, but that's just from my experience. As you can see, it does actually have a Sukhoi engine, an Su-27 engine. I believe it's a slightly better variant than the one we have in game for the Sukhois. That means, if you guys know, that it will not drink as much fuel as, say, like an F-15. But for the loadout, this aircraft does have all the bells and whistles. It is lacking the countermeasures. But as you can see, I would like to bring a 404, so 4 Fox 3s, 0 Fox 1s, and then 4 Fox 2s. That's what I mean by 404. But I like to bring 2 different types of Fox 2s. That being said, is because the PL5s have the IRCCM. I can't remember if they're smokeless, I don't think they are. So they're very good in that regard, but then if I need that extra pull, I'll bring the PL8s as well. But yeah, overall this aircraft, it's sublime. And to be honest, this is one of the strangest updates for me, because usually every major update, the top dog new plane that comes out of the update is usually very sought after. But now we have such variety in the game, especially in like Gen 4 aircraft. It doesn't seem to be like everyone is trying to go for this aircraft, so it's still like just an enigma essentially. It's still cool. I do love this aircraft. In terms of just a 1v1, this thing is ridiculous. It flies how I'd imagine the Mirage 2000 to fly, which is kind of weird. That being said, I will try not to keep you any longer. Let's get into some fighting. I think you're in for a treat here. It's so fun. I hope you guys get the chance to fly this thing, because I really do recommend it. And for those interested, here is a little bit of the cockpit. It's just okay. It does the job. It won't put you at any disadvantage. And now time for some action. Currently I'm painting someone on my radar. I do get a lock. When the Chinese reader says "sorry," I'm able to launch a Fox 3 at that point. He also fires a Fox 3 at me, but I use the terrain to mask my signature, or just terrain masking. Fox 3 splash 1, that is the first kill ever in the J10 for me. So the next fight is going to be slightly more interesting. It's going to be an up close and personal dogfight with a Gripen. I'm flying extremely low here. An obvious reason why is to avoid getting hit by Fox 3s, but you have to be really, really low. Luckily, it was in my peripheral vision. I was able to quickly spot that Gripen, because that was not the initial target that was intended, who I was chasing down. So I immediately go and try to resolve this matter by turning into him. As you can see, now currently locked in with this Gripen. It's not going to be easy, at this moment in time anyway. Yep, at the moment I spent all my energy, so now I realise at this point, yep, 2 circle, I need to outrate this Gripen. So now I start micromanaging my speed, min-maxing essentially. The beautiful thing about the Gripen though is it's got so many countermeasures. So really you're going to have to try and get a gun kill. You see here, I'm kind of getting winning cues here. Slightly just creeping closer and closer. This is just an example of efficiently 2 circling or rate fighting. But yeah, you see the gripping can be slippery. Teammates are coming to help, which unfortunately is the reason why I don't eventually get the kill. The PL8s or the PL5s don't have enough Gs to pull to hit that gripping. The gripping has so many flares anyway, so what does it matter? Smart enough for the gripping though, he tries to force an overshoot as the closure increases. But I apply rudder here, the displacement roll, and get a hit. Unfortunately does nothing. He's still in a combat, he's still combat effective. I bled all my energy in that displacement roll, so the gripping carries on, he gets enough energy to pull nose on, but what do? Is counter again with the rudder. This is an example of just how effective the rudder can be in dogfighting. It's essentially a dodge. It's a dodge input. If you want to get out of the way, apply rudder. It's so good. This type of flying is rarely ever seen in Air RB or just keyboard and mouse plays in general. Basically at this point I'm really comfortable. It's so weird seeing the grip and struggle this much. But at the end of the day it's just down to the pilot really. Yeah, as you can see there, my SAS is not making me stall. That's a good thing about damping, it essentially stops you from flat spinning. I wish the Spitfire had that. But yeah, someone shoots it down. I think it was another J10 actually. But the main thing to take away is start using rudder, utilise rudder in dogfights because it can get you out of sticky situations. Bit of a bizarre scenario. I was chasing someone towards the edge of the map, and you know when you go far enough it basically forces you to turn around, you respawn. I thought that is what happened because I see the RWR behind me and maybe he's turned around, but that is not the case. That is actually just another F-15 in the distance. As you can see, there's an F-15 locking behind me as well, so he was always there. So now I put myself at a disadvantage due to a miscalculation. I don't know if you saw what I did there, but as he was closing in on me through like a 90-degree angle, I immediately shut off my throttle and applied flares because I don't know when that AIM-9M is going to hit me. I accidentally put up the leaderboard, so I missed my lineup. I kind of screwed myself over there twice now, but I'm still in the fight. I thought I was going to crash there as well, but my shots go off and the pilot ejects, leaves for a very cinematic ending to this fight. Very cool. So a different scenario now will be taking place. I will now actually be defending initially against Fox 3 missiles. I already know this guy's here, but he decides to fire a Fox 3, so I stand my ground quite literally as I'm nearly scraping against the floor. I think he loses sight of me, as you can see he's not really turning, but I pull up, I try and take advantage of this situation. Go inside, go for the one circle. Here you see I'm trying to get my HMD to lock onto him. I fire a Fox 2. Splash. The F-15 there failed to get rid of his afterburner, so it's very hot, it's got two very large engines, and the Fox 2 missile had no problem going for the target. If I was at F-15, I would have cut my throttle, turned into the J-10, and then applied flares to avoid that Fox 2. Here's a result of me not defending or not being low enough for the Fox 3, and I did not get a direct hit, but the explosion was large enough for me to take damage. And this happened a second time, so I'm really damaged. My hydraulics are gone. I'm not in this fight anymore. But I make it appear so. He tries to go in for a finishing kill, I guess. And what does he do? I'll take that as a maneuver kill, I guess. Okay guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much. Thank you for your consistent support. You know, I recognise my regulars. I really appreciate your comments. But if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. There'll be more videos to come. Thank you for being patient with me. YouTube isn't my forte in particular, but I just, you know, happen to have a very small community here, which I very value. I deeply value a lot. But yeah. The next video is obviously going to be the Jeff 17, so expect that for the next one. And yeah, take care guys.